In this impossibly rare interview, again recorded at the beginning of his career, Presley opens up in a way he seldom did. Here, an unguarded Elvis is still full of optimism and his great love of music.
Everybody thinks you're a model fellow. You know, you're a good guy. You're the epitome of the young man. Now, I'm just wondering, is this by accident or by design? What do you think it is? You know, you're...
Well, I've tried to be the same all through this thing, you know. Naturally, you learn a lot about people, and you're involved in a lot of different situations. And, but I've tried to be the same. I mean, the way I was brought up, you know. And I've always considered other people's feelings. I've never. In other words, I didn't kick anybody, you know, on the way. And I've always treated people just like I would like to be treated myself. And I consider other people's feelings. I don't assume the attitude of get these people out of here. You know, like I have heard of being done, and because those people are sincere in their feelings, and if they want to. You know, like autographs and pictures and things like that. I don't just sign the autographs and the pictures and so forth to help my popularity or to make them like me. You know, I do it because I know that they're sincere, and they see you and they want an autograph to take home. And they got an autograph book. They've got their little camera and everything. So you have to know that. And if you don't do it, well, you make them mad at you. They don't understand. You hurt their feelings, and you make a lot of enemies that way. And for no reason, because it's as simple as this: once you get involved in this racket, business, your life is public, really, regardless of what anybody says about my private life is my own. Well, it is to a certain extent. I mean, everybody has to have a certain amount of privacy, but once you get involved in this business and you're doing a public service, you're trying to entertain people, your life is not your own, really, because people are going to want to know what you're doing, where you are, what you wear, what you eat. These things are natural, or, you know, normal. And you have to consider that. You have to consider that these people are sincere. They don't know the kind of life you lead. They don't know what kind of person you are. And so I try to remember that. That's all. It's simple. It's no problem. It's no big effort that I put forth. You know, I don't have any plans or anything. I just act on my own initiative. This is the way I feel that is the right way, like I have everything else. And thank God I've been pretty fortunate. I haven't made any, you know, bad decisions. Everything. But just the way I was brought up, you know, my surroundings, my mother and my father and the whole family were always considerate of other people's feelings, you know.
Yeah, that Gladys was a sweet woman. I got some great pictures of you two. I think I'll make a setup, send them to you.
Good.
She really was a sweet woman.
Yes, she was.
Really liked her. I think she was, you know, calm and underplayed everything, but really sweet underneath it all.
It's funny, she never really wanted anything, you know, so anything fancy. She just stayed the same all the way through the whole thing. I wish, you know, there's a lot of things happened since she passed away that I wish she could have been around to see. It made her very happy and very proud. But that's life. I can't help it.
You know, about 6 years ago, Elvis, the girls loved you because the girls always, you know, love you. Goddamn big mistake kid for you, let's face it. But the guys hated you, I guess. I share on jealousy, you know. I think people hate anybody who's getting laid, you know. Well, when it comes to it, but I was talking to a girl this morning about it, and the image has changed, you know. The guys like you now, or if they don't like you, they certainly don't dislike you. You know, it's kind of like the thing Gable had going for him. All the dames loved him, and all the guys liked him, you know. Now, this has been a change, because the guys used to, you know, hate you. But now they like you. And of course, the dames love you. How do you think that came to be? Do you think it was the Army stint?
It contributed a lot to it, probably. It's pretty hard for me to analyze it because I don't know, really. But I would say the Army had a lot to do with it. And also the fact that there's never anything about my, you know, being an egomaniac or thinking that I'm a lover or a ladies' man or something like that. Because it's amusing. It's a compliment to me, but it's amusing, you know. And I've never looked or thought of myself as being a lady killer or anything like that, you know. And I've never shown it that I know of. I've never tried to, you know. So I guess the fellas over a period of time have just, you know, they figure, well, he's taking it all with a grain of salt. And
Elvis, what do you think of yourself as?
I beg your pardon?
What do you think of yourself as?
You mean as an entertainer or as an individual or what? Just...
Both.
Well, I can sum it up fairly easily. I have a lot that I'd like to do, a lot that I'd like to accomplish in time, but I feel that it takes time to accomplish certain things. You can't overstep your bound. I'd like to improve in an awful lot of ways, you know, especially in the entertainment business. Well, you know, for one thing, the acting thing, and naturally I try to get better songs and sing a little better, things like that. But what I look at myself as, not being, you know, I'm not really playing everything down, but as a human being, really, has been extremely fortunate in so many ways. Although I have had and still have some very lonely and, you know, there are times when I really don't know. It feels like I don't know what I'm going to do next, you know. But I've experienced a lot of the different phases in life. I've experienced happiness and loneliness and the wealthy side of life, the average side of life, you know, not having anything, but not knowing what it's like to have anything. So, and tragedy.
In what sense?
And, well, you know, such as like losing my mother while I was in the Army, and although I think that things like that, as tragic as they are, tend to make you a little better human being, really, because you learn more about yourself. It gives you a better understanding of yourself as well as other people, and it can only help. But I think that I like the business I'm in. I like to entertain people. The money or the financial end of it is not the greatest aspect as far as I'm concerned. It can't be, because if it was, it would show, and I wouldn't care about the other people. I wouldn't care about a performance that I gave. I would, you know. Of course, I mean, it's, you know, it's great if you can get in a position to have things, you know. But I like to entertain people. That's why I pick all my records, and I try to pick the best songs possible. I try to do the best I can in the movies, you know, with the experience that I've gotten and everything. But I look at myself strictly as a human being who's like I said, been very lucky, but whose life has blood running through my veins and can be snuffed out in just a matter of seconds, you know, and not as anything supernatural or better than any other human being.
The mortal death of Elvis Aaron Presley on August 16th certainly has done very little to stunt his global popularity. As nearly 30,000 fans swarmed to his Memphis home of Graceland to commemorate the 20th anniversary of his death, we are reminded that the King of Rock is bigger than ever. From his humble beginnings in Tupelo, Mississippi, to his outrageous standing-room-only gigs in Vegas, Elvis Presley was the first and biggest rock star of all time, winning fans of all ages with his stirring, soulful voice, swinging hips, and smooth Southern charm. Those doubting Elvis's title as the king need only witness his 94 gold singles, 40-some gold albums, and movies collectively grossing over $180 million. Elvis's impact on rock itself is, of course, incalculable. Fashioning himself after screen idols James Dean and Marlon Brando, Elvis transformed himself into rock's original rebel. He was also perhaps its greatest stage performer, and certainly the most imitated. From his nasty curled lips and shaking hips of the early years to the exhilarating supersonic karate chops later on, Elvis never relented, always giving 100% of himself to his adoring fans, his performances dynamic, electrifying, and deeply soulful. Presley was a true American icon. His unlikely rise to superstardom is a rock and roll Cinderella story straight from the Americana of Horatio Alger. He was the truck-driving good old boy made glorious, the blue-collar kid next door who adamantly loved his mother and selflessly served his country when called. While the king may have lived in the lap of luxury, he still loved munching on fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches and playing tackle football with the boys. Whether it's Elvis sightings, skydiving Elvi, or Lisa Marie marrying Wacko Jacko, it seems that the king's smoky gaze is forever upon us.